Good morning, community. I want to share an experience I had with you that I had last Saturday. Now, this year, I don't want to own it, but it's been a bit challenging for me. I've laid awake a lot at night and tossed and turned, haven't slept well. And a week ago, Friday was the same. Didn't sleep well. I woke up Saturday a little bit grumpy, if I do say so. Usually I have it pretty put together, but Saturday morning I just didn't feel right. And I decided to go to Starbucks on my way. I was coming here to hold vigil for our new practitioners, and I stopped off at Starbucks. And as I was pulling into the driveway, this one car was blocking it and was in the middle of the driveway, and I'm like, oh, come on, let's make space. But then when I pulled in, I realized I was going in the exit only. So they had every right, but I was feeling annoyed and just like, ugh. And so I got up to the counter and I ordered a large, which I guess is a venti because I don't go to Starbucks that much. And the cashier, a nice young man named Manny, said, oh, wow, your eyes match your shirt. They're so blue, they're popping out. And all of a sudden that pulled me out of my own misery. And then we had a little conversation, and I'm like, wow, what a nice young man. And it just kind of switched my moment. And then I walked to the end of the counter, where you go to pick up your coffee, and I saw this poster. And it said, today you could be standing next to someone who's trying their best not to fall apart. So whatever you do today, do it with kindness in your heart. And I don't know about you, but sometimes we get in these moods like, who's put together all the time? I know I'm not. John, you're put together all the time? We all have those moments. And the secret is, do we see these signs? There's signs here to hold us, to lift us, to guide us, to get us out of that funk. But the question is, are we listening? I was thinking about this talk, and I flashed back to my tennis coach, who was like a second father to me. And I remember our last lunch, because he said something off to me. It didn't seem like himself. And as he was walking away, this little voice said, that's the last time you're going to see him. Now, I was like, what? What's going on? And I wanted to say, hey, I love you. But I didn't say anything because he was with his wife, and I don't know. There was a weird energy. And this is a man who was always happy, always cheerful, always supporting everyone. And so a week later, when he was reported missing, and then come to find out he committed suicide, it just really made me think, even if people are all together, we just don't know what's going on inside. And this is such our opportunity to be kind to people. Do you have a friend who all of a sudden comes in your mind? Maybe reach out and just give them a text, hey, I'm thinking about you. I remember my dad used to say, my way or the highway. Well, some people aren't on the same highway. Some people don't do it my way. We all operate in a different way. We all memorize and do things and remember things differently. So if it's my way or the highway, we're leaving someone else out and not giving them that little nurturing and support that they can use. A simple text, a simple email saying, hey, remember we're doing this tomorrow, or hey, I'm thinking about you. Is everything okay? You just popped into my head. This is what our teaching is all about. We're all one. There is no separation. So how we treat ourselves and how we treat others, it's really important to remember this kindness. It's not my way or the highway. And sometimes I'm black and white. I know I'm black and white, and I want everything to be perfect, but it can't be perfect. It's perfectly imperfect, and I'm perfectly imperfect. And even when I feel I have it all together, I have moments and times where I just don't have anything together. So I found a couple quotes. Kindness begins with the understanding that we all struggle. We all have that moment where we struggle, and we all have signs that help us go through it. Are we open to listen and look for those signs? If something feels off with a friend, can you just give them a tap on the shoulder or a little hug and say, hey, I'm thinking about you? You never know. Lady Gaga has a quote, I've been searching for ways to heal myself, and I found kindness is the best way. So are we being kind to ourselves when we're going through that stuff? I know I don't like to be in the mud and be ick, but when I am, I run to Reverend Nancy. I call her. She's that person I run to. And we have these amazing new practitioners, Vinu and Jenny's in the house, and Debbie is in the, she's not here today, but they're amazing practitioners, as of all our, Kathy, all of us here. So reach out to one of us if we're struggling. And finally, remember, there's no such thing as a small act of kindness. Every act creates a ripple with no logical end. So you never know what that text to a friend might change in their day. Or, oh my gosh, your eyes match your shirt. That changed my day. And that allowed me to let go of that blah, blah in my head. So what I offer to each and every one here today, maybe practice one random act of kindness this week. And then come back and report to us and let it know how it goes. And so it is.